All right, hi. Welcome back to Scruffy Politics. Stimpy here in Detroit, and Steve over in the west suburbs of Chicago. And we're just going to jump right into it. I mean, the thing everybody seems to be talking about right now is DOGE. A lot of people seem very happy with what he's doing, and the other half of the country feels like it's a tyrannical dictator taking over the system, and they feel like there's not proof. But we'll let Steve jump into it and tell us what he's not liking about it.
There's all this talk about, they're wasting a lot of money. The government's wasted a lot of money. Yes, they have. The Republicans have. The Democrats have. They voted stuff in. They, that they shouldn't. However, they talk about all of this when Trump, him going to the Super Bowl cost us so much money. Him going to the NASCAR race, on Sunday or Monday cost us a lot of money, and all on taxpayer dime. Him going to Mar-a-Lago, him and his fancy lifestyle, that's all on us. However, with Doge and Elon Musk saying how much money is being spent, on Social Security, that's been kind of debunked. There's been, do I believe there's wasted money? Of course. But where's the proof? They need to show us the proof. I'm not just taking Elon's word for it. You cannot take Elon's word or Trump's word for it. Trump is a known liar. So I don't trust the guy at all. And Elon, he's a known liar as well. He's a hypocrite. He says he wants free speech, but anyone who speaks against him on X, formerly Twitter, he blocks them or suspends them. So we're dealing with, I think, a lot of corruption. Yeah. So Brett, I'm not sure if you want to rebuttal there or retort to anything.
The thing I would say is when you look at all these programs where all the money is going, it's not to Republican causes. They're not coming forward and saying we just found 30 million that was going towards, teaching, Christian values. Literally every program that you come across is money being spent internationally on Democrat causes. So what you're seeing is this is a system that the Democrats have set up where they get to take taxpayer dollars and they get to spend them on their pet projects. It's the Democrat pet projects, not the Republicans' pet projects.
And I agree with you there. I agree with you there. But
where's
do you
the
think
50
Elon's
million
going to come out with anything that conservatives have wasted money on? I don't think so. No, the guy.
So you're saying the Treasury
that.
is spending money on youth hunting programs to teach youngsters how to safely use guns, but Elon is corrupt, so he's just not going to mention that.
I don't trust Elon or Trump. Do you? I'm sorry. Trump is known as a bullshitter. I can't take what this guy says seriously at all. He's known. He's a known bullshitter. People know it, and this is what gets me. This is why the Republican Party I used to respect is now like, oh, Trump is the leader. And we're all afraid of him, so let's all kowtow to him and kiss the ring. Why are they so afraid of the guy? They should not be so afraid of the guy.
Well, I don't know if they're necessarily afraid of the guy, but you have to understand that politicians, for the most part, are weak people, and really all they care about is being elected, and then they care about being reelected. So I think the reason that a lot of Republicans are following Trump is because they've seen the people that went up and tried to fight Trump one-on-one, and they lost. And those people are out of politics now. Adam Kinzinger, Liz Cheney. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, Asa Hutchinson ran against him. Mike Pence. Mike Pence was completely out of left field thinking that anybody was going to vote for him. They weren't.
So that's I'll get to Mike Pence in a second, but so can Doge look into the Cybertruck Tesla deals that the government just approved that made Elon a lot richer on our dime?
Well, I don't know if you
Come
saw
on.
the
Well, no, they're not, because Elon
well,
Musk is in bed with Donald Trump.
well,
It's a
I
bunch
don't
of
know.
bullshit.
Well, I don't I don't know if you saw the recent news on that though. Even though she didn't really recant it, Rachel Maddow has been found out as a liar on that because actually what happened was the $400 million contract. I saw a video where somebody went over it in detail. It's the guy's actually a lawyer. He has a great YouTube site. I think it's called Nate the Lawyer. He went through this in detail and it was phenomenal. So the contract request was put out by the Biden administration and only one company replied because basically what Biden said was in the efforts of clean energy, we want to redo all the state vehicles, but it's required that they have bodyguard level armor, but he wanted them all to go electric so that we're not polluting the environment, right? Well, there's only one company that can do it. Tesla was the only person that applied. No other companies applied. And plus the contract hasn't even gone forward yet. So
Did
actually
any
Elon
other
didn't get
companies know that they could apply?
they just can't produce
I
an
I
electric
I could
bulletproof
just see this
vehicle.
thing. Oh, no other companies applied when they probably never knew that they could.
Well, it was put out there, but who else makes an electric bulletproof vehicle? That's why they were going to go with the
Well,
Cybertruck.
and to get back on the Mike Pence thing, so I don't feel sorry for Mike Pence. He was an idiot and a spineless vice president for 4 years. He never stood up for what was right. And then when he had to follow the Constitution, in which he did, Trump didn't like it. Trump and his cult, and then then the Trump cult was chanting, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence," which Trump never said, "Hey, don't do that." He never said how terrible that was to say. And with Mike Pence, he's spineless also because at Jimmy Carter's funeral, when Trump was saying hi to people, he shook hands with Trump. Like, dude, this guy his followers wanted you hung, and you're shaking hands with him. Like, your wife has more balls than you. Like,
Well,
I don't
Mike
get it.
Mike's a very sad figure because he turned his back on his only constituency, which was Republican. So the Democrats were never going to accept him because he's a conservative. So right there, I mean, he's never going to get anywhere with Democrats. Now, Democrats would love to use the fact that he had a disagreement with Trump, but he turned his back on conservatives. So at that
I
moment, he had no constituency.
I don't
So
think
how
he
do you
turned.
run? How do you, with a logical brain, run for president when you have no constituency? I mean, he was
Well,
fooling himself to think, not even Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley couldn't even get it done with Democrats. I mean, they were doing all the shenanigans in the states where all the Democrats were coming out and voting in the primaries for Nikki Haley, and she didn't get anywhere. And now, where is she? So, perfect example, what we were talking about earlier. You go against Trump, you lose, right? Where's Nikki Haley? Nowhere to be found.
it's yeah, and this is interesting. It's like a mob mentality almost. And Trump's an interesting figure. He's not as dumb as people say he is. He knows how to manipulate people. He knows how to. Where's this war in Ukraine going to end? I thought it was going to end in 24 hours. I thought there was going to be a border wall. I thought, his he got played by Trudeau and the president of Mexico. The president of Mexico promised 10,000 troops near the border. Of her troops. Yeah, they were already by the border, and with Trudeau, they just went back to how it was. So Trump has not shown any leadership so far. And while there's been states that have flooded, he's played golf, he's went to NASCAR, he's been having the time of his life. I mean, but it's Trump. Oh, there's been more plane crashes too, by the way. After the dismantling of the FAA. Am I saying right? The
Yeah, FA.
Federal Aviation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FFA.
Um. Yeah. So they're definitely messing up on that. They're not correcting themselves when they're incorrect with the media and spreading misinformation out there. And like, I get it, the spokesperson for him, she wants to keep her job, she wants to make more of a name for herself, but she's really not doing anything good for America. So it's just it's and as you see it, you saw that press conference like a week or two ago with Elon and his kid there, and there's Trump sitting down at his desk, and Elon's kid is basically getting to do what he wants, and it sounded like on one of the tapes the kid said, "You're not the real president," or "Go away," or something, and I couldn't figure it out. It's hard to hear, but would it surprise me if that's true? No. I mean, Elon's running the show, and he's got stuff on Trump. He's donated a lot to Trump. That's why he's in
Well,
charge right now.
just on the donation part, let's look at it this way. So people have gone crazy about that, but the real record is that Elon gave about $250 million towards the Get Out the Vote effort on the Republican side. But Mark Zuckerberg gave Biden in 2022, 2020 when he won that election. Zuckerberg gave him 400 million. So all these people that are complaining, Elon bought it. I mean, please, come on. Zuckerberg gave more money to Biden to help him get, and nobody ever talks about that Sam Bankman-Fried, who literally stole money from his customers and gave it to Democrats. I think his was up around 200 million. But did
Really?
any of the Democrats give that money back? No, they were like happy to accept it.
Well, yeah, I mean, both parties, yeah, they accept from like Mark Zuckerberg. He'll, yes, he'll donate here and there. He'll donate to wherever it can help him, just like Elon Musk. Elon didn't fit in with the Democrats, so okay, now he goes to the Republicans and to Trump, and he knows he could fool Trump. He knows how to manipulate Trump, and Trump looks at him like he's a god because, he's a billionaire. He's a lot smarter than Trump. But I think we all know who's running things. Like, if you saw that press conference, I'm sure a lot of Republican strategists were like, holy shit. Like, what's going on? This is like laughable.
Well, what I saw was Donald Trump was sitting behind the Resolute desk, and Elon was calling him Mr. President. So to me, that shows that they're handling it properly. So
yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I think there needs to be proof of everything that Elon is saying. Yes, there's money that's wasted. Yes, the USAID, that, yes, shut that down. Stop it.
So let me just.
But then again, compared to all the federal spending, that was like less than 2%. But let's give Elon Musk these government contracts that he benefits off of. That, and Trump, he's playing golf again today, during the day on a work day. He's playing golf. Like, I'm sorry, can you just leave your job and play golf whenever you want? Like,
yeah, but Trump is in front of cameras and answering every question everybody puts to him 24/7.
He's not answering. Biden, he's lying. He's lying most of the time. He's not answering.
I think the media like Trump because they're not used to this level of access. I mean, they're constantly in the Oval Office just throwing out questions. Contrast that with Biden, who did like a press conference every 2 years. I mean, Trump even came to the press conference room and was at the podium. I don't remember ever seeing Biden there. Biden
Trump,
just did not talk to people.
No, but Trump, he bans you. Like, he banned the Associated Press because they disagreed with him about the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. Like, Trump is he doesn't want real reporting. He wants the reporters that will ask him what he wants. He doesn't want remember that Jim Acosta from CNN, who was great. Mm-hmm. He held Trump to the fire. There's another lady with CNN, I guess.
So
who's really good, but Trump is trying to get her out of there as well because she's asking the questions that most reporters are afraid to ask because they want to keep their job and they want to, continue their career. But they're afraid of Trump.
If the Jim Acosta thing was so great, then why did CNN move him to like some midnight show and then he quit? Because why didn't they put him back in the White House if he was so great?
They want to please Trump. Do you think they want to get sued by Donald Trump like other networks have? No, they're all afraid of Trump. They're wusses. That's what they are. And I don't think they're as liberal as they say they are. I mean, they believe me, they all wanted Trump to win because it would be so much better for their ratings. Like, I'm sorry, if I'm head of a news organization, yes, I would have wanted Trump to win to better the ratings. To follow a clown around who will say anything compared to maybe someone who's little bit boring. So
I
that
just think it's obvious that, all these people were out to get Trump. They were bending the rules. They were bending over backwards. They were just doing everything possible, and people saw it as fake, as fraudulent. They saw it as, basically Biden going after his political enemy. And people looked at these news organizations and they started to realize and feel like these news organizations were just straight up lying to them. And that's why after the election, you saw their audiences go puff. I mean, they just disappeared. I mean, what was it? MSNBC lost like 80% of its audience after Election Day because people realized they were like, these people are not telling us the truth about. Perfect example, that Rachel Maddow case. She was just on there talking, and she was basically saying that Trump gave Elon this $400 million contract, and it's corrupt, and it's illegal, and all this stuff. She's not telling people the truth. That's not what happened.
well,
And I'm shocked that people still tune in. And
But-
I listen to her sometimes, but for pure entertainment purposes, because she's a great barometer of how crazy things are out there. Because I know if Rachel Maddow is saying it, I know there's somebody crazy enough to believe it. That's the only reason I listen to her. I don't for a minute think anything she says is factual.
I haven't listened to her in a long time, so I didn't even know she still had a show or anything on MSNBC.
No, she's actually back, and they put her forefront. They've created a program where she's supposed to counter like the next, 100 days of first 100 days of Trump. Rachel Maddow's back on the job type.
So, but just like Rachel Maddow and these other, news people, do people really think they can trust Donald Trump? Like, I was reading something online a few days ago how farmers are now regretting voting for Trump. Like, hello?
Well, I mean, Trump.
Did you really think this guy was going to keep giving you subsidies and help out your farm?
Well,
no.
I don't know. Trump is very open about what he's going to do. He tells people what he's going to do. Now, I don't hold him accountable because you're right. He did not stop the Ukraine war on day one. It does seem like it's a pretty complicated mess because someone's going to have to give. Either Putin's going to have to give or Zelensky's going to have to give.
Well, Trump wants Russia to. I think he said he wants Russia to get some of that land since Russia has worked hard and fought hard. Like, this guy's siding with a dictator.
Well, every war.
He's crazy.
Yeah, but every war ever fought, someone does end up getting land. That's how it works. Why do we have military bases in Japan and Germany? Because we fought a war and we won. So that was the concession that the Germans made, right? We were like, hey, you guys got a little crazy. You tried to take over the world. We beat your ass, and now you're going to give us land to put up a base here. And the same with the Japanese. So those were the concessions that they made. So I'm sure that Russia's going to have to make some concessions too. I don't know what exactly, but I'm not an expert on the Ukraine war. But
I know is Trump wants minerals or something from Ukraine, and he's trying to pressure them into that. So, but I don't know. I know we've gone over our time. I've been a little hyped up here. But it's been a great conversation. You're still a good guy.
Just hang in there, buddy. We'll get through it. We'll get through it.
It's gonna be rough. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
all right. We'll do another one of these soon. See you later.
Okay, good. Okay.